Hey guys, so this is a budget version of branded Despia for those guys that cannot afford the expensive ones. So I'm just going to take you through the profile and what it entails. First of all, 3 Fallen of Albas. 3 is mandatory. Most of the extra deck monsters requires Fallen of Albas, and also it's a great super poly and discarding one of your bricky monsters if you ever do get a bricky card or something like that. So that is definitely a must. 3 Alibi, the Gist of Despia. 3 Alibi is absolutely insane. This card searches you any branded spell or trap to your hand. It's also easy to summon it out with the various spell cards that we're going to go through later, but I think 3 is pretty much standard. 2 Tragedy, some people play 1. I personally like to play 2, seeing that this is the budget version of the deck, and it's crazy because it gets you Alibi. If you don't have it, you can send it away. It also banishes from the graveyard into what it do to get you a branded spell or trap again if you're running out of those. 2 Mercuria, also one of those you can search for Albaz off if you send it to the graveyard or banished. It's also a hand trap if you already have your board set up. Also, it's very searchable with branded lost, which we'll get through later. The one-offs, Adlib and Albion the Shrouded. Adlib is absolutely crazy. Fusing it off with Mirror Jade to make Drakus the Palia and then bringing Mirror Jade back is one of the most insane combos I've seen, because especially if you've used your Mirror Jade effect already, that means you get the effect back, which is insane. Albion is actually kind of broken. Send Retribution to the graveyard just to draw another card in case you're bricky and you need that one card. For spells, 3 Allow of Darkness. We are playing with Dark, so I just feel that to get it 2 cards, you will always have a Dark monster, sometimes not maybe the one that you need, and Allow is there. I'm sure 2 cards you wouldn't mind. That's basically free 2. Also, you can banish Mercuria off Allow of Darkness, which also then gets you into play, or Banish Tragedy, which gets you into play. Standard, 3 Branded Fusion. This is mandatory. I'm not even going to explain this. This is an absolute must. Card is broken. It should probably be banned or limited. 3 Branded Opening. This card is also pretty much standard, mandatory. Discard 1. Even if you discard Tragedy or Mercuria, I think that also extends to play. Summon Alibi. Also, if it's in graveyard, protect your fusion monsters. Absolutely broken. 3 Super Poly. This is absolutely a must. I still feel that this is one of the most broken cards in the game because your opponent cannot respond to it at all. So Super Poly is especially very, very broken, especially if you are able to discard even Mercuria, Tragedy, or anything else, and then just get rid of your opponent's board. It's a great interruption. The one-offs for spell and traps in the deck: 1 Gold Sog, 1 Lost, 1 Banishment, 1 Retribution, 1 Branded in Red, 1 Foolish, 1 Called By. Gold Sog and Foolish would kind of have the same thing where you send Tragedy or Mercuria to then go into your place. Lost is absolutely broken. You can get to search Albion or search Albaz. Banishment is insane interruption on your opponent's turn. Special summon a level 8 or high fusion monster or Despia monster, and then go into combo into there. One of the main combos for doing the whole Mirror Jade is the Palia board that I explained. Retribution has nice 1 or 2 effects. If you already had a lot of cards in the graveyard, and it's a very grindy game, you can always set the Retribution and then negate special summons, and then also get the graveyard effect. Branded in Red is self-explanatory. Called By, obviously, for the Ash. Nobody likes to get ashed, especially this deck, which does lose the Ash, which is 1 outside. Not really much hand traps. 2 Nibiru, 3 Ash. 3 Ash just because for mirror matches and any other deck that searches cards and you can Ash. No, be self-explanatory, just clear the board, and also you can then later on just get rid of the token very easily as well. 3 Kaiju. This is probably the shocker. 3 Kaiju is nice. Especially when they set up the board, like for me it was a lot the Baguska. So the moment the opponent set up the Baguska, it's really, if you think to go around, so traveling Baguska, and then also this is a dark target for either Super Poly or for enough Albaz to then go into other plays, and then also the one Veiler for the just for the light target in case you want to make Albion and Vanish instead. So that is really nice. For the extra deck, it's pretty standard. We have 2 Rebellion, 2 Mirror Jade. These are probably going to be your most used combo lines of all time. You're always going to make Rebellion and Mirror Jade. And then obviously also your 2 Albion. Like I said, you don't have much light targets, but if you do, these are pretty much standard in all the decks. I played 2 Masquerade. This is also just a nice thing, especially if you know second game. I like to make Masquerade knowing that your opponent uses a lot of effects to get into their boards. Masquerade plays for 600 and it's easily able to make 2 with Branded in red, with Albion, with, it's just so much easier. Brigand and Proskinian. Proskinian would probably be the difficult one to make, but if you do get to make it, it's quite nice board protector along with Brigand. Brigand is very, very easy to make. But like I said, this is easily replaceable if it was not budget with like Guardian Chimera or this is just budget wise because these are in the structure deck as well, so it's quite easy. Super Poly targets, Mud Dragon, Garura, Dragistapalia. Dragistapalia is not really Super Poly target, but it can be as well. Garura obviously, and then Mud Dragon. Garura is nice for the double attack and the draw 1 if it does get destroyed. Dragistapalia, nice for the negates as well, along with Mud Dragon. One of Despia Quercus. Despia Quercus is really, really nice, especially to already set up a full board of fusion monsters. And also bring out Despia Quercus and just break their board from there, and you still be able to do damage and probably win the game. And the last one of surprise is Donner for Hire. Probably a card that saved me a lot during the recent tournaments that I played, especially going against making my full board and they had Baguska out. And I couldn't do anything, and I just linked off Dragistapalia and Mirror Jade and make Donner for Hire and just got rid of it, and then afterwards just went on from there. It's a really out to a lot of things, I would say, especially because nobody expects you to link someone in a branded Despia deck, so it's quite broken. So yeah, that was the deck profile. The side could be really, really anything. It all depends on your locals and what is there and what you're playing. For the side deck, 2 Cosmic Cyclones for the trap trick players, and Back Row and Labyrinth. 2 Dark Hole. Dark Hole's really coming into this format. So Dark Hole is also for if you get Raw Locks, if you get E-Blade, all the type of things you don't want that to happen. 1 Harpy's Feather Dust for Back Row removal. 3 Anti-Spell for if you are going against, I feel this is a nice cheap version for if you're going against mirror matches. You set up your board, you set Anti-Spell, they can activate their side of Brand of Fusion and things. 2 Dark Ruler no more as a out, especially if you don't have an out to their monsters, especially since you rely a lot on monster negates and things. So if you're not allowed to activate monster effects, you can use the Dark Ruler no more. You got the raw lock package, absolutely broken, especially if you know you want that easy wins, you know you can secure it. Just do the raw lock, set up the board after that. And then last but not least, probably a little bit, not really expensive, but I'm still Bestial Sarin has dropped down in price. And it's also really great for mirror matches and also just getting a body on board during their turn for interruptions. And also if they play light or dark, yeah, it's just easy to get the target out of the graveyard. And yeah, it's really, really broken. So that would be it. Thanks for liking. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Cheers, guys.
So goodbye for us. You have to say it, baby.